Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I know it's been about a month since I've uploaded video, but changed jobs first of the year roughly, and it's been, well, let's just say it's been a little bit busy. Okay. Uh, about a month ago, I was doing what I shouldn't have been doing, which was thumbing through Reverb. As many of you may suffer from the same illness called guitar acquisition syndrome. And I stumbled across a Gibson SJ-100, 1941, reproduced in 2013. Now, I want to tell you a few things about the SJ-100 as opposed to the SJ-200. They're the same size body. It's the same dimensions. Everything about the guitar is pretty much spot on, same as the J200, except the back and side woods on the guitar. And as you can probably see here, the bridge. So the SJ200, and I'll put one up because I was in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, I guess back in December, or November or December, and did a small video for a guitar shop there, and they had a pre-war 1930, I think it was a 39 maybe, SJ200 that had rosewood back and sides. Now, for those of you that know anything about Gibson SJ200s, you know that their signature for that guitar is really maple back and sides. But they did produce the same body sized guitar and actually they did the SJ200 in the pre-war rosewood, which, by the way, that I played that guitar. It was just, oh, it was amazing. If it hadn't had like an $8,000 price tag on it, I'd have probably bought it and brought it home. It might have even been more than that. I can't remember. But that guitar was, oh, it had such depth. It was just an amazing, amazing guitar. And so they built them in rosewood back and sides, and they also built them in with a maple, traditional maple back and sides on the SJ200 for Gibson. But they put a line of guitars out back in, I think it was the late 30s, 38, 39, somewhere in that general vicinity, called the SJ100. Now, there's a couple of versions of the SJ100. One of them, which I believe is the early or the late 30s models, which is 38, 39, they reproduced those with the SJ200 bridge that you're accustomed to seeing on those guitars, the mustache bridge. And there are a few versions of that guitar. I know Paul, Georgia has an SJ100 that looks almost identical. It looks identical to me to an SJ200. But it was a special issue, and I don't think they've ever reproduced those again. So he's got one on his channel if you want to see that guitar. He's got a video on it, I believe. But I would recommend you go look at that video as well. It was that's one unique guitar, I'll say. What made it different? I don't know, Paul. You'll have to chime in the comments and tell folks. But I think that guitar, if I'm not mistaken, I think that guitar has maple back and sides. Could be mahogany, but I think it has maple back and sides, which by all rights is a Gibson SJ200, right? So as I'm trolling around, I had no idea of how many different versions of the SJ200 had been actually done. And that's when I found out that Gibson had done quite a few reissues of the SJ100. And I thought, I've heard of these SJ-100s, but I thought they were probably a smaller guitar. They're not the same size as the SJ-200, but as I said before, they're typically mahogany back and sides. So you have the 38 or 39 reissues, 1939 reissues that were done. Oh, they've re-released those several times over the years. I'm not going to get bogged down in the actual year they were released, but the one that I hold in my hands is the 1941, and what separates it, at least obviously separates it immediately, is this what they call a diamond bridge. And I'll try to put a photo up of this where you can get a real good close-up of what it looks like. I think it's a beautiful bridge. I actually like it better than the SJ-200 mustache bridge. It's got 3-dot mother of pearl inlays on it, and of course it is rosewood bridge and as well as fretboard. You've got mahogany back and sides. You've got a Sitka spruce top on it, and then you've got the old style of Cluson close-back tuners on it. And I'll put a photo of that as well, so I don't have to keep pulling the guitar around for you to look at it. And you can still buy these, but you're going to buy them used, and I bought mine used. Now, when I got it, strings were deader than a doornail. It had been sitting for so long, I think, closed up in a case. This one was built in 2013 as a reissue, and of the 41 reissue, and so I don't think it got a lot of playtime because I don't see any real wear on the frets or the fretboard or anything else. And so it was kind of dirty when I got it, and so I cleaned it up, changed strings out, all the fretboard, did all that stuff, and it looked nearly like a brand new guitar. I mean, there just wasn't really anything other than some of that swirl scratching that you kind of get over time, that kind of thing in the finish. But you really had to put it under a microscope to see it. I don't think you can see any of that in the video. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful guitar. And it's got a lot of depth to it. But the guitar's got some great depth to it and sustain. And it's, the 200's a large guitar, but it just doesn't, at the moment at least, it's not too large for me. Now, as I age, it might play a little havoc on my shoulders, I guess. If you're in the market for a guitar and you're willing to spend up to about, $3,000, this is a great example of what you can find out there. You just need to do your homework ahead of time. I had him send me a bunch of additional pictures. I wanted to see a little more of the saddle. I wanted to see a little more of the back of the guitar, the neck joint, that kind of thing. But this guitar is in absolutely perfect condition, and I thought it cleaned up nicely. What do you think? I mean, that's quite a reflection off this guitar. Admittedly, in the last few weeks, I haven't picked it up a whole lot because I hadn't been home. But it's a beautiful example of a great guitar. I think it's. Do I think I guess the question is, do I think it's worth the money? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's worth the money. Well, I appreciate everybody joining the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully, over the course of the next couple of months, I'll get back to being able to make a few more videos. I got a few ideas about some things I want to do. Just haven't had the time to do them, so hopefully you can appreciate that. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time, okay? Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. God bless each and every single one of you. I truly appreciate you.